Hey, it's PHILA, and you're watching PHILA TV, the ultimate YouTube channel. I'm no cinematographer, just a dude with a camera. All right, this is part 2 of the 1963 VW Ragtop Burl Green. We're just kind of doing a teardown and assessing what we have, what we need to clean up, and basically what we have ahead of us. So if there's something you're interested in, let's get started. All right, I'm kind of playing with the 63 Ragtop here, and I can see it had one coat of yellow paint and some red primer, and the fenders are trashed, but the hood's pretty good. And I decided I wanted to start stripping some of the paint off to try and get to the Burl Green. And as you can see, I'm doing a pretty good job. Let's see where my products are. I've been trying to use this. It's not doing so great at all. I put it on there for 30 minutes and I get, you know, a couple spots where it's wrinkly, but not too bad. I'm also using acetone. This can's a few years old, so I'm thinking it might not be as strong. And then what's worked best is lacquer thinner in a spray bottle and a green scrubber, and just go to town. I don't want to get too much done because I still got to take this to the AAA tomorrow and get the registration done, and I'm trying to retrain those California plates, so I don't want to make it look too nice. Okay, so here, all this was just straight lacquer thinner and a scrubber. And then I've noticed that if I have the paint stripper on first, let it kind of do its thing, then I go over it with the lacquer thinner and a scrubber. It seems to work better, so I'm trying that here. I went and removed that stripper that I put on there, and as you can see, it really didn't do much. And I still, you know, have a lot to scrub off, but then you keep getting down under the original paint. So I'm going to rethink this. Maybe I'm going to go and check out a little more heavy duty of a stripper. And maybe I'll just bring this down to bare metal and primer. After all, these fenders have been cut and rolled to make them fatter, and these aren't the correct ones. And even on the taillights, I got down below the primer on some of them. And this fender's crushed. But the rest looks good, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this paint off and maybe go ahead and shoot a primer, or get somebody to mix me a custom primer color just like this one. And I thought it'd be quite smart to go ahead and cover up the buggy, because maybe I might just take a wire wheel to this and remove all the paint like I did right here in this fender. Who knows? We'll see. All right, this time around, I'm gonna try the Citrus strip. I've laid a bunch on. I had some on here for about 10 or 15 minutes, and it did pretty good. So I laid a bigger area, and I'm gonna let this sit for maybe a half hour or so. All right, the Citrus stripper worked a little bit better than I thought it would. I left it on for a little bit too long, and it got up underneath the factory paint. But there'd been a lot of things done here, and holes plugged up, and it didn't look so good underneath it anyways. And there's no way that I was gonna go ahead and try and strip everything down when the fenders won't match, the rear deck lid won't match. And the inside on the door, you see it's all been sanded. So everything's painted in the black in the inside, so that's just going to be such a mess to try and clean that up. So my idea of having original paint is not going to happen. So we'll continue stripping this, and we'll primer as we go along and get the body work done and get the fenders changed out. Since I'm not able to save the Burl Green, I'm going to go ahead and strip all the paint off of it. So the first thing I wanted to start was taking fenders off. And the main reason is, as you can see, this fender's been hacked to widen it, and it looks like it's also been rolled, and it's pretty gigged. Even if it is the original one, it's missing quite a bit. You can see where it's all been trimmed off. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna did was pull the fenders off, and you can see, I mean, everybody says, oh, it's never been hit. Yeah, it's been tapped, but it's still, the hood fits pretty good. Latch is busted, but I think I can work with it. It's nice to have a car that every single fender bolt came off with ease. All right, so I'm basically just gonna, like I said, swap the fenders out. I'm trying to think if I want to go down to the car wash. The bummer is I just moved cars and trailers and blocked this one in. So maybe I will take the back fenders and everything off, because I want to put a beam in here, so I might as well take this beam out or take it and steam clean it first if I can. All right, well anyways, we'll see. Let's get these back fenders off. All right, now that all the fenders, running boards, bumpers, deck lid, everything's off, I could really get a good look at the lower body to check for any damages or any rust, but this corner seems really nice. All the bolts are in place for the running boards. And you can see that when it was painted yellow, they did take the thing completely apart. At least the running boards are off. This is another reason why I didn't want to try and strip it all down to original paint. If this door has been sanded, who knows what they've tried to do to the dash. I mean, I still got to sand it off, but I don't need to worry about it right this minute. All right, looking further, the front corners are really strong and solid and dry. Every single one of the bumper bolts came off without issue. As you can see, those front fenders had never been taken off. A little gap there because it is pushed in just a bit, but not enough to bother me. The front apron looks good. Bottom of the hood's got a crack in it. Also down in front here, you look and you see all the perfect bumper bolt holes. No rust in the corner. And the same thing all the way to the back. Haven't really looked, but maybe the rear apron have been changed. I'm gonna have to take a little closer look. Let's see if we can see the pan. Check it out, that's a white wall on that side, original probably, or at least it's been with the car a long time. The pan looks excellent. All the way back, even in the battery tray, but you can see maybe it ran over a rock or something, so I'm gonna have to kind of straighten that out, but it's not a big deal, it's pretty solid. Oh yeah, and if you look, this hood has never been taken off. It's pretty amazing. It's the original hood. You can see somebody had sealed off the emblem and the crest. It's all been sealed off. And it's cracked a little bit up there. This is busted. But all in all, it's pretty strong. So, I mean, this thing isn't going to be a show car. It's going to just be a patina cruiser. So we'll see how this thing works out. Back bumper's off, back fenders are off, and the deck lid is off. And now you can take a good look at what's going on. It almost looks like there's been a little bit of an apron change, but at least it's got the right one. And I see there's a little bit of a weld right here, like it was maybe cracked. But all in all, that's nice. I've got back fenders, and I'm gonna try and find a deck lid at Pomona Swap Meet over the weekend. And here's what's going on out here. Old fenders, old bumpers, and old deck lid. As you can see, that is one of the original wheels and hubcaps with a Michelin tire. Back here, this one has been painted black, so I'm sure it's not the original. Same thing with that one. What is this one with the white wall on it? That might be one of the original wheels as well. Won't know until I take it off and check out the date codes. Under the hood, the wiring looks Really nice speedometer. Looks like someone replaced that speaker, which I think I mentioned in my last video. But that's great. The hood's never been taken off. So I went through and took all the rubber seals out of here, and now I'm going to treat all this. This is like the worst of it. This is just a little bit of surface rust, but I'm going to get here and treat all of this so I can get a rubber seal on it after it's primered. And the only place that I did see was right there, all the way down. All right, that's it on the rust inspection. I am happy, no rust. RAGTOP mechanism works. They replaced the cover just before I got the car. How's that? 63 Goldie handle. Take those off and give them a good wash and clean up. And then we will address the dash. I will take up the original mats and carpet, and I'm going to treat the floor pan and paint it, and then get new mats and carpet. Headliner looks pretty good. It's sagging in a spot, but I'm going to wait because I'm going to take the rag top off and then I'll glue all that back in. All right, that's it. All right, so we're going to end this one here just with a teardown. And you don't need to see me sitting here with a wire wheel, but I will check in as it goes by. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can follow me along on this adventure of the 1963 Pearl Green Volkswagen Ragtop. Thanks for watching PHILA TV.